62. That's the age I hear more than any other when I sit down with someone for the first time. They lean across the table and say, "I'm thinking about retiring at 62. Am I crazy?" I'm Jordan Cassiani with Legacy Investment Services, and the honest answer is, it depends. Not on luck, not on the market conditions. It depends on whether you have a plan in place. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly what that plan looks like, and we're going to talk about income, taxes, and one decision that most people get completely wrong when they retire early. If you've got $500,000 or more saved and you're thinking about retiring in the next 2 to 5 years, this video is for you. Let's get into it. Let me show you the situation I see most often. I'm going to use a hypothetical couple. We'll call them Michael and Sandra. They're 62 years old, and Michael has worked in energy for most of his career, while Sandra was in healthcare. Together, they have saved $1.1 million inside their 401ks and IRAs, and they have no pension, and they own their home free and clear. And they're both thinking about walking away from work next year. Here's the problem. The minute they hand in their notice, 3 things happen that most people aren't prepared for. Number 1, their paycheck stops coming in. It sounds very obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people have not actually mapped out where their income or cash flow is coming from on day 1 of retirement. Number 2, they're not yet eligible for Medicare. At 62, Michael and Sandra have 3 full years before they can access Medicare at 65. Health insurance on the open marketplace for 2 people in their early 60s can run anywhere from $1,400 to $2,000 or more per month, depending on the plan and their state. That's a real line item in the budget that surprises a lot of people. And lastly, number 3, they're in what I call the gap years for Social Security. If they claim early at 62, they permanently reduce their benefit by up to 30%. And if they wait all the way up until age 70, they could get 24% more than their full retirement age benefit. That decision alone can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over a 25 to 30 year retirement gap. So how do Michael and Sandra solve this? We build what I call the 3-part income framework. This isn't something I invented. It's the foundation of every solid retirement plan I've ever seen work. The first part is an income bridge. This is how we cover income from retirement at 62 through the start of Social Security, whenever that may be for this particular client. For Michael and Sandra, we need to replace roughly $8,500 a month net of taxes to maintain their lifestyle. And one way to build this bridge is through a combination of systematic withdrawals from their taxable and tax-deferred accounts, along with any other liquid assets. We plan it carefully because every dollar we pull out of a traditional IRA or their 401k is what's considered taxable income. And that can affect their tax bracket. It affects how much of their Social Security benefit is taxable down the road. It's all connected together. Second part is the Social Security decision. This is where I want to spend a few moments because it's the most emotional and also one of the most financially significant decisions in the entire plan. Here's what a simplified look at what the numbers might look like for Michael and Sandra. You will notice the lifetime value differences are actually closer than most people expect. But if either of them lives past age 85, the higher benefit scenario wins decisively. And here's what really matters. Social Security has a cost of living adjustment built in, or COLA. So the higher your base, the bigger those annual increases, and it compounds over time. The right answer depends on your health, your spouse's health, your other income sources, and your current tax situation. There's no universal right answer. And what I tell clients is run your numbers with someone who can look at the entire plan or all of it together. The third part is the one most people overlook, and that's the tax strategy for retirement. Michael and Sandra have $1.1 million inside their traditional 401ks and their IRAs. And every dollar inside those accounts has never been taxed. When they pull it out in retirement, it's ordinary income. And at scale, that can mean a significant portion of their retirement income goes to taxes. But here's the opportunity. During those early retirement years, before Social Security kicks in, their taxable income may actually be lower than it ever was during their working years. And that is the perfect window to do a Roth conversion strategy. Basically, we're moving money from the taxable bucket to a tax-free bucket at a lower tax rate than they'd face later in retirement. This takes very careful modeling, but if done correctly, it can save a couple, like Michael and Sandra, tens of thousands of dollars over the course of their retirement. I said at the beginning, there's one decision that most people completely get wrong when they retire early. And here it is. They take Social Security too soon, and they take too much from their accounts way too fast at the same time. It's totally understandable. You've been working for 35 years, you're finally done, and you want some income. So you start Social Security at 62, you pull from your IRA, and everything looks fine for about 3 years. And then the market has a down year, and you're still pulling that income. You're selling assets at those lower prices, and your account balance drops faster than you would have expected. Now you're getting nervous, emotional in the market, and the technical term for this is the sequence of returns risk. The order in which you experience market returns matters way more than when you're withdrawing money. Combine that with locking in permanently reduced Social Security benefit, and you've made two mistakes that are very difficult to undo. What's the fix? Build the income bridge first. Delay Social Security as long as your plan allows, and manage your withdrawal sequence strategically. And also have a plan for healthcare before Medicare. None of this is complicated once you see it laid out, but it does require someone to actually have built the plan. Let's talk about the piece most financial YouTube channels skip over, and that's the healthcare. If you retire at 62, you have a 3-year gap before Medicare eligibility at 65. Your options are generally COBRA from your employer for up to 18 months, a marketplace or the ACA plan, Affordable Care Act, coverage under a spouse's employer plan, if that's available, or in some cases, a short-term health plan. Here's the key variable, your income. ACA marketplace plans use your modified adjusted gross income to determine your premium subsidies. This is another reason the income bridge strategy and the Social Security timing decision matters so much. If you manage your income carefully during those gap years, you may qualify for meaningful subsidies that reduce your premiums substantially. For Michael and Sandra, depending on how we structure their income sources, they could potentially qualify for a subsidy that reduces their premium from, say, $1,800 a month down to $600 or $700. That's a significant decrease over 3 years, especially with the rise of healthcare costs. Healthcare isn't just a healthcare decision, it's a tax decision and an income planning decision all at the same time. So let's bring this all back. If you're 55, 58, 62, and you're thinking about retiring in the next few years, here's what you actually need. You need an income plan that covers day one of retirement through the rest of your life. You need a Social Security strategy that's built around your specific numbers, and you need a tax plan that looks at the Roth conversions, the withdrawal sequencing, and also how your accounts interact with each other. And lastly, you need a healthcare bridge if you're retiring before 65. Now that's a retirement plan, not a portfolio, not a product, a plan. If you'd like to sit down with our team and see what looks right for you in your specific scenario, we offer a complimentary retirement income analysis that's part of our discovery, and there's no cost and no obligation. The link to schedule is right below this video, and if you found this helpful, subscribe. We publish new content on our retirement income, Social Security, and tax planning every week. And I'm Jordan Cassiani with Legacy Investment Services. Thank you for watching.